Oh, there we go. And I got caught typing into the comments. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Today it is me, Jeff Fuller, and Jerry Lee Medeiros from Jerry Lee's from Sunfacer Manufacturing, and I'm from Fuller Embroidery Works, and we are both here on behalf of the Embroidery Nerd to basically go over some announcements. So, surprise to everybody that may or may not know, but we have moved our official lives to Tuesday. And so this is the day, I guess, of our first move. So we did a live Tuesday, and then this is the first day that we normally wouldn't be here. But we decided that we would drop in just to kind of catch everybody that maybe may have missed that announcement, because Facebook has been doing some wonderful things with their algorithms. I think they changed them again because post reach and metrics have been, well, they kind of like slammed on the brakes, I guess.
Oh, that's weird.
So I'm going to grab a couple of comments here because we do have Cindy King in the comments. Hello, Cindy.
Hello.
And I like that y'all have moved to Tuesday. We like to move too. Matt can make it more on Tuesdays, so we're pretty excited for that. But Jerry Lee, I will let you announce the interview, and I will announce the webinar. How's that?
Okay, that sounds great. Well, I am super, super excited to let you know that next Tuesday for our chat, it'll be Jeff and I again, but we're going to be in the studio with Nancy Minnie from Madeira. We're really, really extremely excited. So since it is Nancy and she is on the East Coast, we are moving it to a time that works for her, which is, what is that? 2 p.m. EST, 11 p.m. PST. Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah, I think that makes it so that it's at my time, it's at 1, I think.
Yes. Okay. So 2 p.m. East Coast, 1 p.m. Where are you? In Iowa, in the
Central Standard Time.
Central Standard, you know, the center of the universe or whatever it is.
Yep.
Wink, wink. And then over here on the left coast, which is the right coast, obviously, but you know, we're the left coast. It will be at 11 a.m. So I'll be saying good morning. You'll be saying, well, it's just after lunch. And she'll be saying, well, it's almost time for break. So anyway, we'll see you next week. So I'm really excited. Nancy, if you don't know who Nancy is, she is the product tester at Madeira. All of my products, any product that is considered by Madeira goes through Nancy.
She also does their Facebook Lives too, right?
She does. And so she is the product maven over there. So she gets the products and then she tests them, and then the ones she likes they bring in, and then she shows how to use them. And she has shown things on embroidering paper. I know she's done cards. She does the different kinds of threads every single week, or what is it? Every 2 weeks, is it? They're doing something.
Yeah, I don't know if it's every week or every 2 weeks, but I know that it's fairly it's regular, which is very important. You know, you want to make sure that you're consistent, and so I can't remember what their spacing is, but it's very consistent. And then I think that you just shared they're doing a it's an event on. This is my brain after 8. It doesn't work anymore.
October 21, 22. And I posted it here, and I posted on Sunfacer also. It's also, of course, on the Madeira site, and we will share that again because it's good stuff. But they are doing something, and there's going to be a little surprise out there for some of us. And they're going to be debuting something there. So pretty cool, which, you know, it's just going to be really cool. And so there's going to be a little excitement stirred up over something. So that's all I'm going to say.
All right. Well, I'm going to grab a couple more comments here because we have Kathleen joining us. Hello. We have Lyndon from North Carolina. Hello. Cindy says, I think I saw that you posted something about that. Pink.
Pink. Yes, that's what it's called. Pink.
We have Chastity here from Virginia. Phyllis from Georgia, and Carol from Montgomery, California.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and
Ames, Iowa, in the middle of, like, I think if you took a ruler and you laid it literally from corner to corner, like cross 2 rulers, corner to corner in Iowa, that it would land right in the center of Ames. I swear we're like right dead center.
Like in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah, and it's pretty much
you are.
Everything in Iowa is in between cornfields. That's all we have out here.
One,
Corn and soybean.
Over one, gonna be one, was one, could be one.
Yep, that's
Right.
exactly it.
Right.
Except they have a field. There's a farmer out here that grows marigolds. So his whole farm is marigolds.
Oh, I love him. I don't know who he is, but I love marigolds.
Yep. So they have a whole farm that's marigolds. They have a special combine that they use and everything.
Okay, so wait a second. Back up. What? Okay, hold the phone. What is he? Okay, so he has a whole field of marigolds. He has a special combine and everything, which means he's harvesting them, which you would want to do if you had oodles and oodles and oodles. Is he selling them to growers, or is he like using them for festivals, or what's it? Chopping
Extracts.
off?
Extracts. They're extracting it.
Oh, I bet they're organic. Oh, cool.
Well, yeah, they would have to be. Yeah. So
okay.
let's see here. We have Gina here, hey, from Oklahoma, and Carol says Rulers Rock.
OKC.
OKC. Wait, it's not Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma City.
That's what I think. Like PDX is Portland, Oregon.
Oh, I would never have guessed that. So
CDA is Coeur d'Alene. AIMES is Ames.
Yeah, we're Amesians. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do my announcement. So this Saturday we're gonna have Lee Caroselli. She's doing her 3rd class on blending, and we're really excited to be hosting that. I don't know, you've taken classes from Lee, right?
Me? Oh my God, Lee is one of my mentors. Okay, so I'm glad that you mentioned that, Lee. I had 2 mentors coming up, and that was Walter Floriani and Lee Caroselli. Walter taught me the value of thread. He was why I digitized like I did. That I was so extremely minute and precise, and like every single thing I knew why, where, what. Okay, that's because I understood the value of thread and its actions. Lee taught me to paint in thread, and believe you me, there's such a difference. There is nothing like taking just something, anything, and just literally with just a few color combinations, very few, bringing it pop, pop, pop. Also, because of Lee, I never put outlines on my designs. My earlier designs did have outlines on them. My later designs, 0 outlines. I don't like outlines. I've never been a fan, but it's a very American thing. It's what we do here. We take this dark crayon, like them big white Sharpie markers when you're moving, you want to see it across the moving van 30 feet long. Well, we take that almost and put it around in, a beautiful design. And then we take this really heavy, stark, black thread, or really wide, these like ridiculous satins. And it's like, why? You don't have to do that. There's reasons. But does everything have to look like a patch?
I mean, I've taken classes from Lee, and I've taken classes from other educators, and Lee's, her take on density, like it's very, very minimalistic, and the way that she lays out nodes and points and stitches is just, it's different. Like it's not typically what's out there being taught. And if you look at Lee's library, because she's got 6,000 designs in her library.
Could be more even.
It could be more than that. I know it's massive, but you look at it and the realism and I've got, I think 6 or 7 of her designs sewn out, not sitting in this room, of course, because, I don't think of that before I come in here. But the amount of, I'm pulling shades out of a 6-color design that you would swear I used 12, 13 different colors.
Well, you know how that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right? Well, why don't you explain why don't you tell why that it's a 6 colors instead of 12?
Because Lee, she basically there was a really famous design that everybody was trying to do. It was like an Elvis stamp, right? And so Lee pretty much became the person. I think that they only had 6 needle or 9 needle machines back then, and everybody wanted it to be, 25, 30 color change or different colors. And she kind of came up with a way that you can mix colors, kind of like you mix paint. When you lay down the thread, that you actually get the visual
hues. Yeah.
hues.
That,
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the total lifelike kind of experience, like her Coca-Cola logo, the one that she did with that. It looks like it's an actual glass of Coca-Cola with water, like water, literally the condensation coming off. But the thing too about that stamp, Jeff, is that she did that in 6 hours. She only had 6 hours to do that. And they were desperate and they needed it. And the reason exactly for that blending was because of, as you said, that there was only 9 needles on a machine. And again, I mean, who wants to do 25 color changes?
Can you imagine rethreading the machine halfway?
God. No.
Yeah. She's so unique in how she does it. I've seen other people kind of do her, like their take on what she does, but it's not the same,
Lee.
Yeah. Every digitizer has a signature kind of, it's a DNA type thing. When you watch a design run, you can go, you know what? I know who made that.
Yes.
And when you're running one of Lee's designs, when I'm running one of Lee's designs, I can tell that it's a Lee Caroselli design. If it's, even if somebody handed me the file and said, here's a file, go put it on your machine and run it. And I walked over, I put it on my machine and I watched it run, I'd be able to tell you that it was Lee's, just because her style is so unique. And the amount of realism that she gets, the amount of color blending that she gets, with as soft of a hand as it is, how well it flows with the garment. It's something that, you don't really see that right now. Everybody's really worried about hammering in density, coverage, rather, doubling up their underlay. And you get kind of this, like, you get that bulletproof embroidery. But Lee, her style and the way that she does it is completely different. And, I will be the first to say that Lee is one of my mentors too.
I'm glad.
I love talking to Lee on the phone, even if it's not embroidery. I really do enjoy talking to Lee, and that's one of the great things. She does she has this like learning special that she does, where if you buy her whole bundle, then you can call her and ask her questions. If you're working on something, you can call her and ask her. You can buy one-on-one classes. I think the last one-on-one class I had with her was like $200. And I want to say it was like 3 hours of one-on-one time. And I learned so much that it was just.
Well, here's the thing about Lee, is that she is in our embroidery industry. She's a national treasure.
Oh, she is.
She's a national treasure. And, she's probably 80 now. I don't know.
See, I think that she's still in her 20s, because this is official and it's recorded. And so I'm going to just say that Lee's in her 20s, and she's been in her 20s for a while.
I'm going to call it like it is, because she's my mentor and she's also my friend. And I've known Lee for probably 20 years. So, we were one when we met. But what I'm really trying to impart really strongly, folks, is that Lee is a treasure. To get the kind of knowledge that Jeff is speaking of and referring to, when Lee crosses, and I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that,
dun, dun, dun.
Good. No, but you know what I'm saying? I'm saying people, I think, might not really understand. I mean, like, okay, so I met Lee. The way I found Lee was I was a very baby digitizer, 23, 24 years ago. And I went to an ISS show in Long Beach. And there was these tables with just like binder after binder after binder. And in the binders were stitch out after stitch out after stitch out behind in those plastic sleeves. And I just it was like you almost couldn't breathe. And so I would go there and I would like run my hands on the ones that were exposed. Like the one I most remember is the corn cob. It's just like there's something so like that scene like that. But this is how I met Lee. Is I didn't know her from Adam, and well, I do know Adam though, so there's that. But anyway, Lee and Keith, her brother, and I, and Keith's wife Dawn, we all became friends. And I also paid for classes. I went to classes. I went to the Four Queens in Vegas there and did them. But Lee is second to none in her knowledge base. If anybody has the opportunity to learn from this woman, do not let it pass you. Do not let this one pass you.
We didn't interview with Lee. And it was a while ago, but we actually interviewed her, and she told me that she learned to digitize over the phone from Walter.
Oh, I believe that. Okay, so what was interesting is that Walter did things super different from her, and when she became really good, that he wasn't like real pleased. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh my God. So because she took what she learned and then went poo, into her own stratosphere. I mean, Lee is just, there's only one. And so first I started at Walter's knee, and then after digesting a lot and learning a lot there, I then was segued to Lee. And I mean, it was just like, it's a feast for a digitizer. She's just nothing but just pure sugar. You will get overwhelmed with goodness and information within 10 minutes.
You know what amazes me? So I don't think people will really get the gravity of this, but I asked Lee, I said, Lee, do you have a picture of the Elvis stamp sewn out? And she said, yes, I do. And I was like, okay, can I have a picture of it? She goes, well, the picture's on the internet. I was like, I can't find a picture of it on the internet. So she actually, she had it, she has it framed, she had it on the wall. She took it off the wall and put it on a desk, and she took a picture of it in the frame. And that's when I realized that wasn't a digital render. That It was actually color blended, put down thread. Like, I looked at it and was like, wait, because it looked so flawless.
Yes.
You kind of, when you see something so flawless, you're like, they didn't sew that out.
Like her Coca-Cola bottle. Did you see the Gerber baby? Have you seen her Gerber baby?
I haven't. No, I've only seen, but see, you know what? I might have, because I think I've seen a digital render, but it could actually be a real picture of this.
No, she doesn't show digital renders.
But you see that a lot. So
yeah, but yes, but hers is they're so real that like on that Indian shirt that she does, where she has all that beadwork. I walked up to it. I mean, she brings it to classes, or she used to anyway, and have it on a mannequin or like on just a mannequin, like just the top
or a hanger or something. Yeah,
but I think it was on like this thing, so you could really see it. And I was like, oh my God. I ran my fingers across the thread because I was like, those are beads. I'm sure of it. And I was like, oh my God, those are not beads. That's thread. I was like, oh, I couldn't even believe I was in the same room breathing the same air.
All right, we're going to grab a few comments here. So we have Cindy King saying, I still think it was funny to find out that Jeff, Justin, and Matt had never met each other in real life.
All four of us.
Until recently. Oh, but that was the first time Well, I'd met Matt before, but that was the first time all four of us had met.
Yeah, that's the first time. And I knew Justin. I awarded Justin an award in 2008 and knew him from the company that he digitized under. And I knew his design, but I didn't know it was Justin.
Yep. And then we again awarded him an award in 2019.
Yeah, hook wash or something, or
Needle-Ease, yep. But he won the digitizing contest that we ran.
Yes.
And that's actually, it kind of segued into him becoming an admin.
Yep. Now there's four of us.
Yep. So we have Gina saying great opportunity to study with Lee. Absolutely. Candace, the first two were great. I'm looking forward to number 3. I am as well.
It's going to be the bomb.
Yep. Gina, not a fan of the coloring book effect, but folks think it has to be there. Yeah, you know.
And that's why this is part of the thing is I can tell, okay, so just like every digitizer, we all have our own signature.
Yep.
We can tell distinctly what Lee has done. I mean, it's evident. There's nobody that does Lee like Lee, okay? But we can also tell who has studied with Lee.
Yep.
Because you will never digitize the same again as long as you live. And for the longest time, people would say, I've never seen anybody digitize like that when they'd get my stuff. And I'd say, I'm one of like 10% of the country, maybe, who's learned from Lee Caroselli. You can always tell. So anybody who does anything like her, like that, your signature, she is affecting the rest of your design life in such a wonderful way.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I took some classes from a different digitizer, and I kind of had a grasp. But Lee changed the way that I approach a design. You physically, after you learn, like when Lee teaches you, you look at designs differently. When you pull up a design and you need to digitize it, you look at it differently.
Different.
It completely changes your perspective on how the thread is going to interact with the medium. And I think that that's something, you know, it speaks volumes about her, because not only is she extremely successful in this industry, and I'm pretty sure that there is an embroidery Hall of Fame, and I'm pretty sure she's in it.
She is, and there is. I believe there is, and she's absolutely in it.
Yep. And, you know, just the impact that she had with, you know, like color blending didn't exist in software.
No.
And she was doing it before we had the buttons. And she still does it without the buttons.
Yeah, and she did. Yeah, that's the way, because she had to segue she had to roll from a board and puck digitizing and Justin, it was really interesting to find out that he had designed for people who had done that. I found that really cool. But she rolled from that and was forced, really. And she grumbled, man. I remember she was like, rah, rah, rah. As she was moving from that, she didn't want to leave the system. And see, her brother Keith also digitized, which is something a lot of people don't know. So a lot of those are their combined design, but I mean combined work in there, which is like really cool. But anyway, when she had to go to Wilcom, it was because you just couldn't support that whole, you know, board and puck bit anymore. It just you couldn't, and so she had to do something. And so then she moved into Wilcom, and man, her brain got so bent. She was like, "Oh my god,
yep,
rough for her."
I'm gonna catch up a couple of more comments because I fell behind, Jerry Lee.
Oh,
so Cassie asked, "Where can I take these classes? I'm new to the business and looking for a mentor." So I dropped the link to the blending and shading webinar that she's doing. All of her classes stand alone, and it's really amazing that she can do a series, and yet each one can stand by itself as a class that you could take just that class, and you'll still pull information out of it. Like, it's just the way she teaches. It's very. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was like, "Where's the link?" It's not there.
Oh, I dropped it in the comments.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I was just like so focused on what I was trying to find.
I put it there. We got it.
Thank you.
So the classes are available there. Ginger says, "You're convincing me to take her classes."
You
know what? Do it.
So, okay. So here's the deal now. The one way that before I could afford Lee's classes, let's roll back for a minute. My software cost me $20,000. Lee's catalog of designs, which now, what is it, Jeff? $150, is it?
It's like $350 or $450, something like that. I mean, it's nothing.
Thousands of dollars. Okay. Back in the day, you couldn't get those designs. Okay. But then came like Dakota Collectibles and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, and so on and so forth.
She pretty much started the stock design industry.
Yeah, she did. And so, and when I paid classes, when I went to classes with her, with other people in the class, you know, I had to pay my hotel, my food, my transport, and then I had to pay her a tidy sum too. And so now these classes, that are recorded. You have access to her there and afterwards as well. The
Yep.
deal with being in the live is that you get to chat with her and ask questions live as it's happening. But when you buy these for $25, unreal. It's my brain hurts on that. I mean, because it's so wonderful that she's so giving and blessing people with passing on this knowledge in that way. But you can go buy number 1. You can go buy number 2 and number 3. You can do these things. And so this is the last one, isn't it, Jeff? Isn't this the wrap up?
This is the number 3. Yep. So this is the number 3. And then I'm pretty sure she's going to be teaching, normally she teaches at trade shows. So if you want the opportunity, you either go and register on her website or you go to a trade show. And I was actually I've been taking classes from Lee, I want to say about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. And the first time I met her was in Fort Worth. And it felt like, I don't know, it felt like seeing
an old friend, I bet.
Yeah. Like, it was just like, you walk up to her and you're like, oh, hi. And it's like, I've talked to you for
years,
2 years. I already feel like I know her. But there she was in person. And it was really, really great to actually see her in person, even though it was only for a brief time. But, I'm really lucky that I actually got to meet her in person. I feel, meeting people in person is probably the most exciting thing I've done since doing the Embroidery Nerd, is actually meeting people in person.
That was a lot of fun. And here's the thing, the classes that she does at those at the shows are 1 and 2 hour classes. They're not very long. And so Jeff, does she still do the classes? Does she still do any on-site training where it's at a 3 or 4 day event? I haven't really noticed that.
I think that she's done that at I think it's called NNEP. But then with all of the COVID stuff, all of that kind of stopped because
yes, it did. So I wonder if she'll go back out and do that because, well, now she's living in Florida, but she used to go to Vegas and do it, and she'd stay, and so there would be there. I mean, not good for my gambling. I'd rather win and donate, but hey, whatever. But at any rate, if that is also really, really awesome, if you can experience her in that way, because then you can just say, yo, question time, mama.
So we're gonna grab Valentina says hello from Bakersfield.
Hey, how are you?
We have Chastity saying awesome, thanks. We have Vilma. Hi, I agree. Lee is just awesome. She is. Valentina, I want to learn more about Digitize. Jeff, you are awesome. Thank you for the compliment. Awesome. I take, Lee is one of the very few people that I would take her advice, no questions asked.
Yep.
If she said, do it this way, I'd be like, okay. I would probably want to know why, but because she said it, I know it's going to work. You know what I mean?
But she would always tell you why.
Yeah, she's going to tell me why.
Yeah.
But if she said, oh, you need to, I was working on one design, she's like, oh, you need to run up this side and come back down. I said, okay, I ran up that side and come back down.
Yep.
And I knew it was going to work. And then she explained to me, hey, this is why it's going to work. And it was really she is great.
She knows, man, that lady, she knows so much.
Yep. And Velma says, one day when I save enough, I want to do a one-on-one class with her.
Yeah.
Definitely sign up for her email list. Sometimes she runs specials on that, and it's really, it's really great. So,
mention you. Oh, what? Hi, Martin.
Yep. Oh. Hi, Martin. Marty is in the building, so we have the other Campbell here. So, anyways, that class with Lee is going to be happening this Saturday. It's going to be live. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be setting up some of the stuff for it a little bit after this today. So if you guys would like to take a class from Lee Caroselli, I'd highly recommend visiting the link that was put up above and signing up. And we will be, I'm really excited to be hosting that. And then, like Jerry Lee said earlier, Nancy Minnie from Madeira is going to be on next Tuesday because we're moving to Tuesday. We're going to be running quite a bit earlier because we have to be able to fit her schedule too. And so that's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 1 p.m. in the center of the universe.
Yep. So that's here, Central Standard Time. And so that's going to be happening, and we're really excited to be hosting Nancy as well. And then I was going to say something. Oh, for everybody, we moved our lives. So normally we would be doing a Digitizing 911 or an interview or something. Right now, we have officially moved all of that to Tuesdays so that we can get more of the nerds here in the live.
So we can get all 4 of us more often instead of 3 of us or 2 of us.
Yep. So we went ahead, we were making that move, and that's really, I wanted to come live tonight, and I was expecting to only be here like 10, 15 minutes, and now we're 31 minutes in. But when it goes, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we're really excited to be moving the time. And for those of you guys that are watching, make sure that you know that we're moving the time, and then definitely check out on Saturday Lee Caroselli's class. It's going to be great. That's Saturday, October 16th, 2021. And then on Tuesday, I actually have to click on my thing. On
Tuesday, October 19th.
On Tuesday, October 19th, we're going to be, of 2021, we're going to be interviewing Nancy Minnie from Madeira, and we are excited for that as well. So I don't think I have anything else I need to say or announce. Do you have anything, Jerry Lee?
No, I'm just really glad that this was a good idea of yours, Jeff, to come and let everybody know that we won't be here. Sorry, Marty. We're sorry to speak and run, but dude.
It's really weird because I've been putting out, Facebook posts, and I've been looking at the posts on the group, and before Facebook broke for a day,
yeah, boy,
Facebook reach, people were getting like 1,000 to 2,000 people seeing their posts, and then after Facebook broke, it's down to like 150, 200, and so we're trying to announce a move in there, and the posts that we're putting out that are announcing that move just aren't getting the same exposure. And so I was really worried that we weren't going to have enough people here that caught it, that would be here expecting us on Thursday, that just didn't get the notice or didn't see the post. The announcement.
And what's interesting is that this seems to happen like I don't know if it's every year or whatever it is, but not the breaking part. But Facebook changes the algorithms to where if something is working really well for business or for whatever, suddenly, see ya, they pull the drain, and it's like now you have to scramble to figure out what now you need to meet so that you're not in Facebook jail,
Yeah, and you can always tell when they do it because business owners everywhere are posting what happened. Yeah. It stinks. Stop it. Yeah. But I'm going to grab a couple of questions here. So we have Vilma saying, what time is Nancy coming on? That is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think Vilma is in another country. And in where?
Vimla.
I'm going to get it wrong again, I'm sure.
Vimla.
Thank you for correcting me, Vimla.
I'm sorry, but
that's okay. I'm horrible with names. I will take it.
You should see what I get. Oh, New Zealand.
Yep. So, okay. And then Martin here says, so what time again on Tuesdays? It's going to be Tuesdays. This Tuesday is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because it's going to be a special interview with Nancy Minnie from Madeira. Otherwise, it's going to be on Tuesdays at our regular time. So that's 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and 6 p.m. Pacific, Jerry Lee's time.
9 p.m. the East Coast time.
Yeah.
Regular old time, just a different day.
Yeah. So I recommend Googling it because that's what I do. I type in one. But when we make the post, as long as you guys are watching the page, we're going to be trying to make the post a couple days early.
Yeah.
So that you can click on the Remind Me button and it'll actually show you in your time zone, which is very, very helpful.
Oh, that's really cool. So I do have one more announcement.
Okay.
So, Jeff, what you doing tomorrow?
Any particular time?
With Eric.
Oh, I'm doing something with Eric tomorrow?
The Take Up. When's that?
The Take Up is at 2:30. I'm doing that with Eric.
Aren't you?
No. No, I don't think so.
No. Hang on now. We
Uh-huh.
just shared it, you and Matthew, the Reggie Awards. When are the Reggie Awards?
Oh, they're talking. Okay, so the Reggie Awards are done by the two regular guys.
Okay.
And now I'm with you. And so the two regular guys, they're going to be opening up their categories for the Reggie Awards. So I'm not quite sure what categories they have, but they're going to be announcing them up. There's going to be a nomination period, and there's going to be I believe they hold a vote on it and everything. It's pretty cool. I watched it last year, but like I can't remember what I had for breakfast. So,
but isn't there a little more to that?
A little more. I'm not like I don't know.
Okay.
You're gonna have to spell it out for me.
I'm gonna have to try this out. It seems to me that I was pretty sure that Justin posted and shared with the world that you and Matthew were being interviewed. Am I full of crap?
I don't know. Let me look. I don't think we're being interviewed. Let me go find that out.
Okay, so oh my God.
So hold, please. Jeff's pulling up a post because now I'm very, very scared.
I'm confused. Also, I shared it on my page too on Sunfacer, but I'm like,
oh, but then I'm going to go to Sunfacer because that's going to be easier.
Yeah, it is.
But I know that we're going to be interviewed by Christine Shreve on her channel here. So I know that there's that. Yeah, so we're not being interviewed. It's just they're going to be reviewing they're going to be releasing the categories. Okay. Jerry Lee, you gave me a heart attack. I about died. Well, everybody laughed from
camera. Don't do it right now. It's inconvenient.
So I'm going to grab some comments here. We have Arnaldo. Hello. We have Vimla. Thank you. Martin, I'll be here when I can. Awesome. And we have Vimla again. What time is that, please? Sorry for my ignorance.
In New Zealand? Not at all. Okay, so hang on. I'm going to find out.
It's 1 p.m.
So is he.
The New Zealand is not 20. Oh, man, Jerry Lee, I'm fired. I typed 21 p.m.
Hey, Amy, can you help us out? Can you help your brother out?
Oh, it's 7 a.m. 7 a.m. in Wellington, New Zealand. Oh, the awards.
Oh.
I tried so hard. All right. Amy's my sister. Hi. The awards, that is at Jerry Lee, you're gonna throw popcorn at me.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna throw a buff away at you.
I think we need to. So it is at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time on the Two Regular Guys podcast. So
that's 8 a.m. my time.
Yeah, there we go. So, man, that was so much math. My head hurts.
Let's vote.
And I just Googled it.
Well, but that was good.
Oh, I about died, Jerry Lee. All right. So,
keep sure.
I do believe that's all the announcements that we have, right? Or did I miss something else?
Well, I could probably give you another heart attack, but I have to think of something first. So just a minute. Here, let me get on with Amy. Amy.
Don't do that.
Your brother. No, I really like the trash can story, though. That was
It's probably my most memorable story, except for the one. There is another one where we were driving home from my grandmother's house.
She's always doing this driving bit when she does things.
And we were in a 2-wheel drive Ford Ranger, and she said, "Hey, I want to drive down the canal road." So, which is a dirt road next to the canal, and it had been raining. And sure enough, we got stuck. And well, we both came home coated in mud. And you know what? Amy remembers it because she says it was a good idea.
I like this girl. I really do. We need to meet. I tell you, I really like your sister. She is funny.
Go visit her house. She's currently living in Hawaii. Yeah, Ginger says, if you register for past classes, how does that work to view? So if you purchase a class on the Embroidery Nerd, you will get an email with links to click on, and you can click on the link and that'll take you into where you can view the recording. If you have any trouble with it, you can go ahead and email us at info@theembroiderynerd.com. And I'm pretty sure that email goes to Matt. So make sure that you email twice.
Well, 2 times at least then.
No, we both check it.
Matt checks it more. Come on.
Probably.
So do you guys have any questions? Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any wonderments? Would you like any particular subjects? Is there anything at all?
They're all quiet. Wait, we have to give it the obligatory 12 seconds, because it's 12 seconds after we say something to when they hear it, and then they type, and then we see it.
Anybody want any?
Oh boy, the delay. But if you guys are looking for ways that you can support the Embroidery Nerd, one of the easiest ways you can support the Embroidery Nerd is to watch our lives on YouTube, actually. So if you're able to watch on YouTube, and watching on YouTube actually counts towards our watch hours, which can help us in the end. So if you want a very simple way that you can support the Embroidery Nerd, watch our lives on YouTube. And also, if you want to go back and view them at a later point, they're all cataloged on YouTube. So it's so much easier to find a Facebook or to find a live on YouTube, where all you're searching is the videos versus trying to find it on Facebook. So I will go with that. And other than that, I don't have anything else to announce. Amy still says it was a good idea. Vimla says, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us and your time. You're welcome. We are glad to do it. And I'm going to go ahead and close it out. So we have Jerry Lee Medeiros from Sunfacer Manufacturing.
I'm going to go print more jars.
And she's been making jars. And I am Jeff Fuller from Fuller Embroidery Works. And we are both here representing the Embroidery Nerd. And we'd like to thank you guys for your time. Have a great night.
It's good to be a nerd.